Alright guys, so back again in the starting project. So we want to now get familiar with our software. So we're going to start with moving around objects and the controls. So I want to start by showing you this left hand menu over here. You can click on it, hover your mouse over this border, and then it will change into this drag icon, and then you can drag it out, and then it can show you the names of the controls. So we'll start with the select box, and when you start you'll notice that there's a orange box that's selected around your object, and that shows that this box is highlighted, is selected. And also we have a scene collection on this far right, and you can see that I have these are the current objects in my scene. So this is my current scene, and this area is called the viewport, the world of the scene. So if you notice here, nothing's selected, but when I select on my cube, it'll show that my cube is now selected. You see the orange box. I have a camera, and you can see as well here it's now selected. I have a light, and similarly you could see. Alright, so that's it with this select box. And if you select cursor, I won't select it because it will move my cursor, but if you zoom in, you can see that this looks like a cross with a circle. That's the cursor. So every time you add a new object, it will be added to where the cursor is, and currently it's set to right in the middle of the world where all the planes meet. So you see I have a Z coordinate, Y coordinate, X coordinate. So we have our three-dimensional space, and they're color coded. So you see the red line is for the X coordinate, the Y is the green is for the Y coordinate. We cannot see the Z coordinate, but it is blue. And then you'll see here we have a handy sort of like gizmo here, that allows us, so like control, it allows us to jump to a particular plane. So here when I selected the X, I just jumped to the positive X, and if I select the other side, it will jump me to the negative X. Z will jump me to the top, and I can see when I try to move around, here's minus Y, and Y will jump me to the Y. Alright, so that's it for this one. And then now I'm going to show you the move tool. So how do we move this object around? Alright, so with the select box, if I were to try to click and drag, it wouldn't work. I start drawing like these boxes in space, but I need to go to the move tool here, and then you can see, as I previously explained, you saw the planes. The z-axis now has this line, so if I grab along the z-axis, you'll see I have this line, and it'll only let me move along the z-axis. If I grab the green arrow, same, only on the y-axis I can move my object, and then on the red line I can move my red object. And then if I grab in the middle, I can move freely along all axes, you see. And at the same time, you can see while I move my object here, Blender keeps track of the location of my object in space, alright, in relation to the origin point. So I can set all of these to 0 again, and then it will go right back to the center. And if you're wondering, it's using the very center of my object to calculate. So this arrow is using the center of this object. You can change it to use a different point like a surface, but for now the default is to use the center of the object. So similarly, I can use the location property here to move my object. So you see that red lines are the x coordinates. So if I come here, if I put a positive value like 10, but maybe that was too big, 2. I move from here 2 meters. So you can see it's 2 meters, and you can see that one box is 1 meter in scale here, right? And then if I move 1 up y, it will go up that way. We can also input negative numbers as well, so sort of like a mirror there. And then if I go on the z-axis, if I put a 1 as well, it will be moved up. Okay, so that is for moving around this object.